Good morning, human geography students. Today we are going to take a look at the demographic transition model, what we will refer to as the DTM. So, just a little review here. If you don't have these four key concepts written down somewhere, make sure that you do so. We're going to talk a lot about the natural increase rate, doubling time, birth rate, and death rate while we talk about the DTM. So, the demographic transition model. How we'll define this is it shows changes of population as well as advancement or lack thereof of countries over time. Okay, so the DTM shows changes of population and advancements or lack of advancements of countries over time. We're going to look at 5 stages. We'll really only work with stages 2 through 5, and we'll explain why that is in a bit. The y-axis are birth and death rates per 1,000 people per year. Okay, so that y-axis is always going to be looking at birth and death rates. So, stage 1, like we said, we were going to break down the 5 stages. This chart here does a really nice job providing examples and letting you know the birth, death rate, and natural increase. Okay, so if you ever feel stuck, come back to this main chart here. So stage 1. Stage 1 has extremely high birth rates, extremely high death rates. Okay, meaning that their population is just staying the same. Okay, because they have extremely high birth rates, extremely high death rates. Their population isn't growing or declining. That is an undeveloped country. A stage 1, there aren't any known stage 1 nations in our world today. It would be maybe a tribe or a group of nomadic people traveling the world, but there aren't any known countries today that are in stage 1 with that extreme high birth rate and extreme high death rate. Okay, so you can see how their natural increase rate is just 0. It doesn't grow or decline. Stage 2, early expanding. The birth rate continues to stay high in these stage 2 countries, but the death rate goes way down. And I want you to kind of brainstorm some of the reasons that the death rate would go so down in stage 2. Stage 2, we often see some third world countries, some places in Asia we'll take a look at, and we'll talk about why that birth rate continues to stay so high. So that is stage 2. The natural increase rate is, you can see with this red line, right? Those populations are growing like crazy. Stage 3, late expanding. Okay, so you can see the birth rate here. This gray line starts to decrease along steady with the death rate. Okay, so the birth rate slows and the death rate the death rate stays the same, as you can see through stage 2. So stage 3 countries are still growing. It's just more of that slow growth. Stage 4. Stage 4 is interesting. It has a very low birth rate and almost the same death rate. We would consider the United States a stage 4 country, and we'll talk about why that is. Okay, but I want you to think about why a country like the United States would be having less children and why their death rate stays consistent as well. Okay, and then we have stage 5. Our book doesn't even talk about stage 5, but we will during our project. Stage 5 is basically declining. The birth rate is extremely low. The death rate is as well, but right, the death rate can't hit zero because people are always dying. We all die eventually. So stage 5, that's when you see those population pyramids that are declining, suggesting that the population is going to shrink for that particular country. So I think this white text box here will be a lot of help to you. Just a reminder that stage 1 is no growth, the population is stable. Stage 2 countries see rapid growth, right? But that's where we see the population pyramid that looks like a triangle, okay, where it's very, very large down at the bottom. Stage 3 has moderate growth. Stage 4 has stable or slow growth. You'll see those interchanged. And stage 5 has negative growth. So today we'll take a look at how the DTM relates to population pyramids and how you'll be able to look at numerous population pyramids and decide which stage of the DTM they should land. That's it for today.